Shalom, Yasharala, Hebrew Israelites in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Once again, prophesy the downfall of Babylon the Great. First things first, head to the east. Praise glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Wakakadash. Play on Hebrew tongue, correct names of the Heavenly Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. And shalom to you, sister brothers living this truth. And shalom to you, brothers and sisters listening and studying to show yourselves approved. Shalom. Hey, we come to you to talk to today about, just the temperature of what's going on right now. Esau going back to the drawing board, trying to figure out, how he gonna hit y'all a little angle he want to come with. They got a lot of stuff going on, and basically we on the eve of Jacob's trouble. Esau is looking back on figuring out how he's going to attack Yasharala. We was talking about it when we started camp today. Like, he got all this little data up. He done did his sifting. He know who's going to comply. He know who's not going to comply. So he knows where to send his resources at. So at this time, we should be locked in on this truth. Because this time, hey, the devil about to come in hard. He got to come in real hard. He ain't going to play no games. He got about a short time. He got to get his, global reset going. And when I look around, just like the scriptures say, a lot of your Yasharala, your Jakes, they think it's over with. They got the little slab line going, little cars out, the barbecue's going, it's heating up, feeling good. And we're going to say, hey, a lot of Jason will be taken unawares, man. This thing is going to hit them suddenly. Really, they shouldn't be in that spirit. Like, this devil, he's playing them, man. He's going to ease up so he can jump on you later. And that's that goes to them snares and traps he's laying. And this is going to be a great trap he's laying for Jake right now. By easing up, Jake think they done won some, defeated it. And lo and behold, he's going to come real hard. And if you're around a bug out, that ain't got the cover of your Yahushua, hey, it's going to be real bad at that time. I would not want to be around at 2:30 this time. Because they got the sense of security right now. They're in a security blanket. They think, everything is going to be okay. Peachy door was going back to normal. And bam, it's going to hit them. And they ain't been prepared for that. It's going to catch them off guard. They basically going to be like this. And what they're going to do, they're going to attack other Jakes. Jake going to attack Jake, man. The curse is going to hit big time. Because they don't have any hope, any salvation. They ain't got nothing to turn to. They have no cover, no oil. And they put their trust in Egypt. And Egypt about to straight, hey, blast him in the back.
Just real quick, y'all brothers heard about the doomsday clock. Even these top elites, all right, they got a thing called the doomsday clock, where basically, it's the time to midnight. They say, which midnight is referring to the doom that's to come, the doomsday or whatever, the end or whatever it means. But yeah, the destruction. Even the top elites, Esau, he know. That's why he's saying there's less than 2 minutes. 100 seconds or 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes till that clock strikes midnight, till that destruction comes. So.
And that's spiritual right there, man, because that's basically like this truth. You got to what? Like you just said, midnight to get in the house of David, to get this covering, to get this understanding. Because if you ain't got it when it hit, because once they hit, the internet gonna be shut off. They're gonna cut off all communication, man. They're gonna probably use it like an EMP strike. There's gonna be no communication. Yup. So once they strike, ain't gonna be no, let me click on YouTube, see what they talking about. Let me go hit the highway and head to find the brothers. Nah, man, you're gonna be stuck with whatever knowledge you got. That's why at this time we got liberty. You should be eating up this truth like, hey, your life does depend on it. Really, it does. So that's what you should be doing, because we like Octa said, we right here at the eve of destruction. That's why when you watch that Super Bowl party, they had on the Super Bowl, they read on the headline, the eve of dark, because we're on the eve of destruction. Today is an evil that's coming up.
Hey, I noticed those things that they were dancing on, those little crates. Those are symbolic for those concentration camps.
Yep. The FEMA camps. They showed you that. Yeah. They flexed that. That's it. And they had a commercial or the Schwarzenegger where he cut all the lights out. Yeah. We was like Zeus. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna put you in the dark. Like a blackout. They got the night vision. They're gonna come in, and the ones that didn't comply with that, the scenario, they're gonna be kicking your dough in, like calling you a tango. You got multiple tangos, lay them down.
Real quick, I get this. Just the fact that where's your hot shot? That's what the Lord telling him, back then. But how much more in this time? John chapter 9 verse 4. I must work the works of him that sent me while it's day. The night cometh when no man can work. So as us, brothers, highways and byways, servants, out here doing the work while we can, while we have the ability to. Before Esau really cracked down and start shutting shit down, and just like I say, the night cometh. What's that night referring to? The destruction, all right? The bad times.
That's like getting in line for a product that's gonna be vital for our survival. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta get to this truth, man. Get in line, basically getting in line for this truth. And then by the time it get cut off, it's gonna be too late for you. That's what you got some jakes that try to come in at the last minute. Some of them gonna be saved, and most likely it's gonna be too late for you.
11 hours, like 12 hours over with.
Yeah.
The door's closing.
And then brothers are already in, brothers and sisters already in. That's why the scripture said, hold fast to that which thou hast.
Right.
All right. So if you're already hearing this word, Lord willing, we ain't gonna go back into the world,
It's like those the 5 wide versions, and the version that basically wasn't prepared to get that oil, and they try to turn around and ask the other version for the oil. They're like, nah, you got to get your own. So that's when you got to hold fast to what you have, because you're gonna have some people that gonna come to you and they be like, hey, can you help me? Can you let me know what's going on? We ain't gonna have time for that. Got time today. The struggle comes.
Yeah, the one of them went out. Yeah. So this gonna cap it. That's Jeremiah 30:7. At last, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Who that he represents the hopeful elect. The hopeful elect gonna make it through Jacob's trouble. The chaos gonna be like the purge. Those things that is coming up. But it's gonna be like no other. It's gonna be worse than 70 AD when we got ransacked and thrown out our kingdom. It's gonna be worse than where we're standing right now. The 1920s, Black Wall Street got blew up. It's gonna be like that, but like 100 times, worse. Now technology's at its peak. This devil got robot soldiers, cruise missiles, radio frequency weapons, direct energy weapons, super soldiers. So it's gonna be like the scriptures say, it's gonna be something that you ain't never seen before. Because Esau now has things that was not created in the ancient days. So it's gonna be way worse, And plus you got people that's in a level of comfort that they like the greatest comfort they ever been in. They wasn't like that back in the ancient days or the 1920s. You still had to go get certain things and research. Now these people got everything at their fingertips. You can lay at home and get DoorDash your food. You can lay up, like they got washing machines, they ain't there washing clothes for you, little robots that vacuum for you. What they call them, iRobot. Like everybody's real lazy.
Microwave. You don't even got to stand over the stove and cook no more. You
Nah.
don't even got to light a fire on the grill.
Esau basically made everybody, dependent on him and his technology. And when you become dependent on something and then it's removed from you, then people they ain't gonna know how to act. And that's part of these devil's plan agendas to remove everything and say, hey, you gotta take this in order to get all this back.
All the product that help you rock yourself to sleep and not be in alert. But that's 1 Peter 5:8, where it says be sober, be vigilant, because the devil, your adversary, has the royal lion walking about the people who made devour. He got all of these technologies, just like the Aki said, like you got the vacuum cleaner, like, I ain't got to clean up no more. Well, I guess I can go to sleep. That's spot on, man.
Are you okay? Just trying to make sure I wasn't ruining the shot.
No, he's bringing out the words.
Keep it up, guys. Keep it up.
Yeah, so like I said right there, man, hey, Esau technology's at a peak, man, and everybody using it for comfort. In a minute, because Esau weaponized everything. In a minute, he gonna bring out the weapons, man. You thought, your little vacuum cleaner, your little Siri on your phone, your little iRobot, AI gonna kick in.
Yeah.
AI gonna deploy them drones, them robot troops. They gonna get deployed, and they gonna come right to your address, right where you at, and they gonna scan you. If you ain't got that stuff in you, hey, you enemy of the state.
And all they gotta do is ask Siri, or what's the other one for Android? Ask Siri where everybody at. What's that other name for Android? I forgot her name. Alexa. Yeah, Alexa.
Oh yeah. You got that in your house. Esau in your house.
Right.
Listen to you record. You got the Xbox One going.
Yep.
He listening to you. Smart TVs. He watching you. That's a camera in your house.
Right. Even if you got Google, you got that Hey Google.
Yeah. God. So Esau gonna use all those things to attack the people. Because he has to now. Hey, he has to call in the people. Because first they said, like Bill Gates has said, we're overpopulated. So first you got to knock off a lot of numbers. They don't need everybody like that. They just need a few now. Because we're going into what they call it, the fourth industrial revolution, which is like the information age. That's the age we're heading into. And, you know, Esau don't need all these jakes, man. He call them useless eaters. He only need a couple. So with that being said, I got a precept. This is Psalms 37:12. The wicked plot against the just and gnash upon him with his teeth. You know, when you talk about this teeth, when you put something in your mouth, you mash it with your teeth, that's to devour, that's to destroy. You know, that's why in the ancient days, say I got about 12 men, they armed to the teeth. You know, they got swords, you know, they got crossbows, you know, so that's basically going to Esau's military, his sword right there. And it says, like the thing says, he plotted against the just. Who represents the just? That's Yasharala, and specifically the hopeful elect. That's who he's looking to take it out, because we got Yahweh Shah in our spirits. So he's looking to take us out to stop Yahweh Shah's coming. He's trying to stop that marriage. That's what Esau's trying to do, and he's not going to stop that. But he's going to be able to get his hands on the 2/3. He's going to get those. And he's the bloody man. He's going to delight in devouring them. Then they're going to get a kick out of that. You know?
Got a quick one. This is Daniel 12:1. It says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince was standing for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since as a nation, even to the same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book.
You got it. Break it up.
Well, it says, at that time is that time of Jacob's trouble, man, the time of destruction, that time on the day of the Lord. It says the time where, hey, it's going to get so bad out here that Michael got to stand up and bring that spiritual power to certain individuals, and just has certain angelic beings come down here helping and to protect the brothers and those who believe on Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. It says there was a time of trouble that's never before seen as a nation, man. That's that Jacob's trouble, as the brother brought out in Jeremiah 30:7, man. It says those who be saved will be those of the elect, man. Those who that are numerous multitude. Those who stood stiffly for the Lord, who soon to be crowned with those crowns and those palms, as Edgar seen in his vision. You got it out.
And I like that, because that's like that should be like a faith boost precept right there. He said, he said he's gonna send the archangel, you know, one of the chief angels, to send, you know, chariots out to protect the hopeful elect. So that should let you know, that should boost your faith. You know, Yahshua Day, Yahweh Shah can protect his people, man. We ain't got nothing to fear like these other people do that ain't got the covering of Yahweh Shah. Like, we'll be all right. We're going to be taken care of, man. Put your faith in Yahweh Shah, your trust, and get this testimony on you, and watch our power work.
I got a quick one right here, man, just to back you up on how we going to get saved, man. This is a precept off the comic book, Sajak Ben Yahweh Duwada. This is Micah chapter 2, and I'm going to start at verse 1. And it says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their bed. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. All right, so that's how Yahweh said, woe unto them, woe unto Esau Edom that devise the evil, okay, upon their bed. They the ones that setting up all the iniquity. They the ones that setting up this mandate. You know, they the ones that set up all of this, right? And it said in verse 2, and it said, and they convey fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. All right, so all of these things is taking place, but Yahweh is going to save them. All right, and it said, verse 2, and it said, therefore thus says the Lord, Yahweh, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, for which ye shall not remove your neck, neither shall ye go haughtily, for this time is evil. And in that day shall one take up a parable against you, and lament with a doleful lamentation, say, we be utterly spoiled. He has changed the portion of my people. How has he removed it from me? Turning away, he had divided our field. Therefore thou shalt have none that shall cast a cord by a lot in the congregation of the Lord.
I got one quick. Job chapter 21 verse 30. And hey, this is what Jake got to remember too, because when the Lord start turning it up, it's called Jacob's trouble for a reason, because he's gonna start at his sanctuary first. But Job chapter 21 verse 30 says that the wicked is reserved. All right, the wicked is reserved to the day of destruction. They shall be brought forth to the day of wrath. Just like in the time we now, as scripture say, he is not in trouble like other men, but not. Hey, Esau, these nations, the way the Lord set it up, they basically getting a pass. They get to enjoy it. So this devil's system, all right, while the righteous, the Israelites are on the bottom suffering, and hey, for all that gonna turn, when the kingdom is established, it's gonna be back in righteousness. But that was the point. That all these the wicked, they don't do wickedly, that join hand in hand. Hey, they got their judgment coming via them ICBM missiles. And those who survive, that they gonna get put in slavery.
Yeah, and they said, well, they gotta, hey, it's about to, like Ox said, it's about to turn up. They about to start sifting out and getting the ones that got the testimony behind our shop. Questioning us. They're gonna probably put us in detention centers, FEMA camps. Trying to get us to denounce Yahweh shop. And that's, hey, probably gonna put your head in the guillotine. Like, do it now or else. That's the things we're about to be facing. Like, this devil's about to intensify like nobody's business. It's not gonna be a light thing. Like, people thought that they think we went through first with something. Wait till the second time. And see, people that went with the first scenario, they're not gonna care about you getting cast and they're gonna be like, that's a good thing. He wouldn't do, he wouldn't comply. He's a problem. So we're gonna be outcast in a minute. Anybody that comply with that scenario.
And how wicked this place is you can have your everyday YouTuber or voice or somebody talking some shit, and everybody's like, oh, they talking so deep, they yada yada, but then you got the prophets, the brothers on the highways and byways prophesying the words of Yahweh outside the truth, and they expand their hand, walk on by, scar.
Yeah, but they always they be reporting our pages, doing all kinds of stuff, saying that we preach the hate speech. Yeah, we preach the hate speech, and they basically condemn us, but that's the spirit, because how about y'all shot said that. All right, I got a quick one right here. Just going back to Esau. This is Psalm. This is Psalm chapter 55, and I'm gonna start at verse 18. And it says, He had delivered my soul in peace from the battle that was against me, for there were many with me. The Most High shall hear and afflict them, even he that abideth of old shall lie, because they have no change, therefore they fear not the Most High. Okay, that's talking about Esau eating the wicked, all right? And it says, He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him, he has broken his covenant. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn sword. Right?
And ever since the time, when these devils come back out of that pit, that the sword and that deception is what the Lord gives them. All right, and at the end of the day, Esau Edom is just doing the work of the Lord, on the left hand side. And unless you have that spirit, unless the Lord has opened your eyes to go see, and ears to hear and understand it, you ain't gonna know what's going on. That's why it said Romans chapter 15, verse 4, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. And that's the thing, we're gonna be, Lord willing, we're gonna be patient and get comfort from these scriptures. All right, it's something to lean on. When you got faith, you can trust in what is written, because it's not of this world, it's of Yahweh outside. All right, and not everybody gonna have the same portion of the Spirit to be able to, totally all out believe, but not everyone also ain't everybody gonna be a prophet. It's the spirits of the prophets, subject to the prophets. The Lord, it will say Amos 3 verse 7. Surely the Lord do nothing except He reveals His secrets unto the servants, His prophets. You're roughly paraphrasing. So starting with the elder apostles on down, we got this report, this vision, and through the Spirit power of outside, we are able to see it, to receive it, and that's why we out here on the Highways and Byways, bringing it out.
It's like a repetitive thing. That's why you should be in this truth, meditating on this word day and night. Because you're going to really need it in your spirit, in your soul. In a minute, you might be somewhere you ain't got your word with you. You can't access your phone. Like as you be in this word and keep hitting these precepts repetitively, you'll get locked up and you'll know them by heart. Like that movie Book of Eli, when they took the book from him, he still knew the book because he had read it so much. That's how it's got to be with us, in this truth, because they're going to probably, like I said, the scripture said, cast you out your homes. They probably go 4 in the morning, snatch us up, interrogate us. So this thing got to be all the way in your spirit. It's got to be saturated in you to where, this is your walk of life. It's got to like I say, when you locked in, man, you got to think of precepts come to your mind. When these devils got you handcuffed to a table, like, man, what's this about? What's this Yahweh Bashal Shah stuff out here? What's this about? You've been on I've been seeing you on the YouTube. What's that about?
That's the thing. Esau, pushing his agenda through all this witchcraft enchantments. You got. Hey, I've been there. We all been there at some point in time. We was off in the world. You got Jay got here listening to these rap songs to remember every damn word of a rap song, but they can't think. They don't know it's a couple precepts out of a book. You know what I mean? And that's I got one Ecclesiastes chapter 10 verse 6. Folly is set in great dignity. All right, because that's all this place is folly and wickedness. All right, it's set in great dignity. This is and the rich set in a low place. All right, referring to the righteous. All right.
So the apostles, the elders on down, right? They're rich in spirit, but worldly, they're not rich. That's why nobody knows who they are. They don't have status in this world. Only the hopeful elect know who those men are. We're in the house of David. That's why the scripture say, woe to them that's in the world, but in earth. Because if you in the world, man, like I said, y'all, it's some, Tupac me against the world, that ain't gonna profit you in the time, when Esau got you jammed up. Esau got you end up in the FEMA camp, trying to wonder why you ain't got, that experimental thing in you, like, well, who's you? And then you ain't gonna have no cover. Because you don't know Yahweh Bashal Shah. He ain't gonna fight on your behalf. He don't care about you. He open you up to the truth.
That's why Romans 8 and 6, because it said, for to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Because everything in the world is carnal. Right? So if you relying on carnal things just to save you, then that's gonna lead you to your death.
We're going to Sirach chapter 5 verse 7. Make a turn to the Lord.
Yeah.
And hey, that's what we push. Make no turn to the Lord. Repent. Fall in line. Receive this word. That you have some kind of understanding of the times we're in. Understanding of who's in control. How brought you outside. All right, not one, like say, not one sparrow fall out the sky. Not one sparrow drop without the Lord without him, making it happen. All right.
Yeah, they tarrying to meet the Lord. I'm up here watching these 2/3 tarry. And so I'm gonna bring a precept. This is for the hopeful elect, man. We ain't even dealing 2/3 anymore. If you ain't here now, hey, you just got to come the next go around. This is Matthew 10 and 18. And yet you be brought before governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles. And that governors and kings talking about who's the mayors. They the ones writing this legislation, to do these things to us. So it's them that's gonna be like, man, go round them up, interrogate them, question them, and try to persuade them to, go along with this global reset. And as 19 says, but when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what ye shall speak, for it shall be given to you in that same hour ye shall speak. For it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father will speak up in you. So Yahweh Shashai said in this precept right here, when they hem us up and the people catch the attention centers, hey, he gonna put a strong spirit on us to say what he want us to say. He gonna kick in at that time, man. As I say, we gotta be like this spirit gotta be on swole. It gotta be popping.
That reminds me of that story with David and Goliath, because the Yahweh Shashai used David, but it was Yahweh that spoke to David, and he said, "I will cut your head off." You know, he used David just to speak to the heathen. And that's what Yahweh Shashai gonna do when we get afflicted. He's gonna speak to us, okay, and he's gonna let the heathen know through us what he's gonna do to them.
Yeah, like see, and I think I like you brought that out. We gotta have the confidence in King David.
Yeah.
Like Dark say when he came to Goliath, he was like, man, who is this uncircumcised heathen? Like,
Right.
King David had that faith, that confidence.
Right.
That's one thing we gotta get together right now. We gotta get our confidence in Yahweh Shah. It's gotta be just overflowing. Like, man, what you gonna do to me now?
Yeah.
Like, we gotta be interrogation thing. Like, what Esau? What you want, man?
Hey,
No, man, I didn't, man. What?
just like say Revelation would say, when they breathed him back into great fear fell upon them that see him. Hey, because we out here telling Esau the end of Esau. Telling, hey, just like telling somebody, that knows they're gonna get the ass whooped. Hey, you gonna get your ass whooped, and he knows it. And that's what we doing.
And that's what what's that in the book of Ezekiel? I want to say it's chapter 3 where it says, "Set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against."
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's letting him know, like, hey, Esau, your kingdom is coming to an end.
Got this. Isaiah 30:1. Woe to the rebellious children that saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. So our people, man, they look for everything to comfort them but Yahweh Shah. You know, they go to everything else, man. Then they over thinking like, everything's gonna go back to normal. What's with that scenario? They went participated in that event, thinking that's gonna, save them. And really, hey, you set yourself up for your destruction. They just made you ready for phase 2. Is what they did.
This is Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 5. It said, "Thus says the Lord Yahweh, cursed be the man that trusteth in man and make flesh his arm, who heart departed from the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua."
You hear that? It made flesh. So you putting your hope in some man, some organization, anything outside of Yahweh is going to fail you.
Verse
Straight up.
Verse 7.
And that's why it said, "Cursed be the man," because when those who went along with this pandemic, they got cursed after that. A lot of people, they caught that blood clot. Some people caught heart attack. All right, you were cursed after that because you didn't put your trust in the Lord, Yahweh Yahushua.
Got them plays.
Yeah.
They talk about to come out.
We'll get verse 17.
All right, this
I go on, it's at his brother's precept, because, hey, cursed be the man, trust the man. Cursed be those who trust, in the ways of the wicked. All right, but Jeremiah 17, verse 7 says, "Blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord, Yahweh Shah, and whose hope the Lord is." So, hey, all us brothers, sorry, the elder Paul on that, like my brothers, hey, we will put our trust in the Lord, all right? Showing our faith by our works, is way out here on the highways and byways, bringing out this word, because
doing what the Lord asked us to do.
yeah.
I got a quick one. This is 2 Chronicles 15:13. It says, "Whosoever will not seek the Lord Yahweh of Israel shall be put to death, where so small or great, man or woman." So, hey, man, if you ain't seeking the Lord, you trusting after seeking after Egypt, putting your trust in Egypt, hey, man, hey, you gonna get put to death, man. That's written in the scriptures all through the book.
Say the pride of life, the lust of the eye, all that is of this world. This world gonna pass away.
There's only one salvation, and that's Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. That's the Lord of the elect, man.
And you can't say that we telling a lie, man, because like the evidence is out there. All you gotta do is pop up, how many people that died behind this, that mandate. You got people that died, that fell out in the middle of a basketball game, football field, soccer, all because they went along with this mandate.
That's the thing, because you think about the mindset of a lot of these people is they don't want to hear the truth,
Right.
because they can't believe, you know, the answer, what it is. You know what I mean? They
can't handle the truth.
Yeah, you can't handle the truth. You know, just like I can say this, you know, when I first got the truth, you know, I heard some of these other camps that be, you know, kind of going off. You know, they making a video of the 613. I said, I ain't watching that because ain't no way in hell I be able to remember it and keep all 613 laws. You know what I mean? So
you got those groups that be trying to tell you, that you can keep the law 100% perfect, but in actuality, we in a land where it goes every law that they pass goes against the laws of the Heavenly Father. So how can you keep it perfect?
I got a precept to go with what Octus brought out. This is Isaiah 30:2. Keep on going. That walk to go down into Egypt, and I'm not asked at my mouth, talking about the prophets, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. This place is in the shadow of Egypt. And if you think, you know, we BSing, pull out a $1 bill and look on the back of it. It has a pyramid on the other side. They got like the eagle is in the shape of that phoenix right there. Same symbol if you go to ancient Egypt, man. You know? And they got the owl horse right there above that pyramid. This place is tailored after Egypt. You know? That's why your modern day pharaoh is Esau. Esau Edom. And I'm going to read down to 3. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. So everybody that went with the, like I said, that mandate, right now they look like a fool. Because now that doesn't stop, you know, from it wasn't about that. You know, and now it's out. Even they tell you it ain't about that, it don't work. So now you looking like a dang fool because you don't went comply. You went down to Egypt, you know, you complied with that scenario and they lied to you like they always lie to you. Now you feeling dumb. And instead of them going back at Pharaoh, like, hey man, why'd you give me this? You know, this ain't helping me. They gonna turn on the ones of us that didn't comply. So we gotta watch out for them. You know, because they ain't. And they ain't gonna go against their master. They ain't gonna go against Pharaoh. They're gonna go against the people that's keeping the laws and commandments. You know, got the testimony of how about I was shot.
So Eve, you know, most of the world, that monster like Eve, trusting in that serpent. You know, that's why Scripture tell you, you know, it's all right. Never trust our enemy. All right, and you know, Scripture clearly give you the characteristics of who the wicked are, what they do, why the earth been given into their hand. All right. And you gonna go down there and trust. You can go down there and trust in your oppressor, trust in the devils that the Bible speak of. Then, hey, you know, yeah, you gonna get what you got coming. You gotta say, you know, judgment come from the Lord, man. You don't trust the Lord, then hey, you gonna be destroyed at the end. He might reserve you all the way up to that day. Them ICBM missiles hit. All right, make you think in your mind, you gonna be all right till 13 minutes until they touch down.
I'm going to finish off with Isaiah 30:5. They were all ashamed of a people that could not profit them, nor be of help, nor profit, but a shame and also a reproach. So now our people, we got a big group of our people feeling real dumb right now because they went to a people to help them. They thought they was helping them to get over something, and it's coming out it was an all lie. It was a big money scheme, you know, and now they feeling ashamed. I just witnessed that yesterday. You know, they feeling real dumb.
And man, they put in such a man.
Yup, they go that priest you said earlier.
Like I say, you know, the so-called natives, the tribe of Gad, when these devils come over here, hey, they trust them when they give them damn blankets. What happened? You know what I mean? They trust them when they signed that peace treaty. What happened? All right, again, the history, the characteristics of the wicked are there, and their track record is going to stand the same no matter how much they try to deceive you, how, like I say, you come and crouching. All right, these devils is big time crouching these days. But in the back of their mind, hey, they would not be satisfied with blood.
War's in their heart.
War in their heart, yeah.
War's in their heart, man. And we got war coming on right now, and the war is coming against the 12 tribes of Israel, you know, and your speckled birds that's sprinkled in there. So this thing is coming, man. They're coming with war right now. Like, you got war, rumors of war. They got war overseas coming, but the biggest war is going to be right here in these borders, man. And the number one people they're going to attack is Yasser Allah. Like, I got to get rid of these people, you know.
I got it quick. I'm going to go ahead and read it again. This is Psalm chapter 55 and 21. It says, the words of his mouth was smoother than butter, but war was in his heart.
There you go.
His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
Yep, see, there you go. That's that media. And that media, they was doing all that candy talk, that smooth talk. Just do this, and we can go back to normal. You just do this, and you're going to get everything back. Do this, you get on the plane, you go to restaurants, just do this, and that was that smooth talk, and everybody believed it. And now, hey, you're going to find out you got lied to. So don't get mad at me. I tried to tell you before, don't listen to that damn devil. Now that they got their numbers, now it's wartime. Now I'm attacking the ones that didn't go with my scenario. I'm about to jump on them. And see, we can't look to the 2/3 for no type of help, because they gonna for them to get any type of comfort, Esau got to give them some type of rep. So they gonna be like, yeah, go get him. He's radical. He's a terrorist. He speak out against the system. They looking for their comfort. So then the comfort they looking for is the comfort from Esau Edom. The wicked man. That's where they looking to get comfort from.
That's right.
The only thing you're gonna give them comfort is delivering us up. Because now we talking this wrongs they plans, man. They looking to go back to normal. We out here telling them ain't no going back to normal. They like, I don't want to hear that. They want to hear the smooth words. Props out of me smooth words. Props out of me lies. People want to hear that right now. They don't want to hear the truth.
I got a quick one right here for you. This is Revelation chapter 11, and I'm gonna start at 6. It said, "These have power to shut heaven, that it rain not in the days of their prophecy, and have power over water to turn them to blood, and to smite the earth with all plagues as often as they will." We were talking about earlier how Bill Gates, they talking about there's gonna be another plague. There's gonna be another pandemic getting ready to come. So that's often as he will. So he has that power to at least the biochemical weapon. All right, this is verse 7. And it says, "And when they shall have finished their testimony, the beast that ascended out of the bottomless pit shall make war against them, and shall overcome them and kill them." In verse 8, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also the Lord Yahweh Yahushua was crucified.
Woo, woo, you hear that? You know what I'm saying? Your dead body should lay in the street where our Lord and Savior, like I said, was crucified. And if you think about it, that's going into places where he got they did an iconoclasm. You look at here, this place right here, they talk sweet baby Jesus. They don't say nothing about Yahushua. So his whole character was assassinated, slain, took over, and they attacked all his people, man. We've been oppressed, downtrodden, and they're looking to do it again.
How has Israel as a whole been destroyed? Like it say in Hosea chapter 4 verse 6, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because these devils, the Lord turned his face on Israel, all right, but these devils have made it so hard, to know the true names, Yahushua, all right, and the true, they whitewashed the images. So that's why they're talking about, their dead bodies lying in the street, because we was all spiritually dead before, the spirit come back on, start with the elder Abba Bivens on down, before the spirit entered back in, we was on a spiritually dead state. That's why I say, when he return to the world, you go return back into your old ways. You're gonna be in that congregation of the dead.
And I got there's another precept in verse 9. It's in Revelation 11:9. It said, "And they of the people and kindred and tongue and nation shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves." And that's a future prophecy right there, where you're going to see a lot of these wars getting popping off, and you're going to see a lot of dead bodies in the street, to the point where it ain't going to be no digging a grave to put them in the grave. Okay, so we're going to be smelling dead bodies and so on and so forth, man. And that's a future prophecy right there. When World War III gets popping off.
They said we're going to see, you ain't going to have time, man. Everybody will be running in panic.
Yep.
It's going to be like war, man. And you ain't got time to bury no dead bodies. You have military troops, Gerber troops, UN troops, chase people down, put Jake to death. That's the time we're going into. It's going to be great famine. There ain't going to be no supermarkets. Go here and get something to eat, man. You got to live off the land. You're going to need your Yahushua to feed you. You got to guide your steps in them times. That's why we're saying it's so, vital and important to getting this truth. Because if you ain't got that cover, you're not going to make it.
Notice how it says.
It's going to be like Chase Rope.
Notice how it says 3 days and a half. Like that means it's like usually when you see a dead body, somebody you call the emergency and they pick that body up that very same day. These bodies gonna be laying there for 3 days and a half. Like really let that sink in. And really, and this is symbolic because it's not necessarily gonna be 3 days and a half. This is symbolic that these bodies are they're gonna rot over and decay. Most likely the birds and the pigs and other animals that's gonna be roaming around are gonna come around and eat those flesh.
We'll talk about how the Lord has prepared a meal for the fowls of the air.
God, yep, that's it. Yep, that is. Yep.
And that's what's gonna happen. It'll be dead bodies everywhere. All right, 3 days and a half again going into that 350-year period where the Lord turned His face, removed that spirit, from Israel. All right, where the Lord removed that spirit from you, then you basically dead. Without that spirit, you're dead. After that set period, the Lord had put that spirit back on. We've seen it, more and more as this word waking people up, through the spirit power of Havashina.
Yeah, but the majority of them are spiritually dead. They're gonna be physically dead in a minute. Because I'm just seeing it. Like Jake really ain't taking that warning. Jake think it's some BS.
And that's the thing. That's what the prophets do. Out on the highways and byways, prophesying. Hey, these are the tokens. These are the signs of the things that is said to come by the Lord. All right, by Yahweh, Yahushua, the prophets of old. These things will come before the coming of the Lord. All right, we know, certain things that are to come, rumors of wars and whatnot. And hey, we're seeing these tokens, these signs, and therefore we are, bringing it out, warning the sheep.
I got a quick one right here, because this go into what you was talking about, Kashan, because when we out here, we're trying to tell you, get back with the right with the Lord. We got to come in the spirit of David. Okay, this is Psalm chapter 28 and 3. It says, "Draw me not away with the wicked and with the workers of iniquity, which speak peace to their neighbors, but mischief is in their heart." Okay, because all of those people that speak peace, that of course we just talking about Esau Edom, but you got the 2/3 Jake that follow along with Esau Edom. They're gonna also be trying to speak peace with you, but turn around and lead you right to mischief. Okay, so those are the people that's gonna lead right to death.
Okay, that's basically. It seems like more. Hey, there's a lot of people that like that, at the job, whatever. They be talking on nicely, then next you know they in the office snitching on you, something, and people are faking shit these days, and then you got emotions. People are way too damn emotional. You get into them up with somebody over something. Hey, next thing you know, he gonna go, throwing hands and whatever. Can't take a view. Everybody's right now mind. Everybody thinks they're good. Hey, the Lord, hey, he about to bring down
that great wrath right there, man. You got a lot of people that don't recognize what true love is. True love is constructive criticism. Okay, and you got a lot of people don't understand the difference between that. Once you get on to somebody, you tell them, hey man, you going off, man. You need to get your act together, and they'll turn around and snitch on you. Or get you in trouble. I'm just tell you, I probably told me a story about that.
That's how you learn too.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a learning in progress every day. You get some smart ass dude that think you know everything. Hey, you ain't know everything. All right, ain't none of us know everything. All right, your side. Hey, they know everything. We just learn as we go. And whatever the Lord gives us the ability to increase on. But we are rooted. And once we come to this word, we are rooted in this truth. All right? And at the end of the day, that, just like I said, Isaiah 33, verse 6, wisdom and knowledge going to be still at that time. Straight salvation, the fear of the Lord is our treasure. And that's what it is.
All right, to come back on, get back to what we talked about. We talked about the 2/3 a whole lot. We're going to come with Zechariah 13 and 8. And it shall come to pass, and all that land, said the Lord, two parts therein shall be cut off and die. The third shall be left therein. So that's why we call them 2/3, according to the scripture right there. Majority of Israel is about to be cut off, man. They're going to die in this thing called Jacob's trouble. They're not going to make it. And what we just tell to this lesson, the reason they're not going to make it is because they don't have the spirit of Yahweh Shah. They don't follow out the laws and commandments. They don't have the testimony of Yahweh Shah. That way, they are unworthy. They don't have his spirit. They are unclean. And he's not going to put an unclean thing in a clean thing. What's going on right now is Yahweh Shah is doing a cleansing process. You know, the kingdom of heaven is going to be clean. Therefore, for you to be in, your garment has to be clean. Your mind has to be renewed. If you have not renewed your mind, if you not come back to Yahweh Shah, you do not qualify for salvation. Therefore, he's going to deliver you to the hands of Esau Edom, who's going to do the Lord's bidding and putting you to death. And you have to be reborn again into the kingdom. And I'm going to bring verse 9, which is going to bring all that full circle. And it says, and I will bring the third part through the fire and refine them as silver is refined. And will try them as gold is tried. They should call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say it is my people, and they should say the Lord is my Yahweh. So here they say they should call on my name. So it's a cut to all these groups talking about the names don't matter. Or somebody here talking about you can holler out sweet baby Jesus and think you're going to be saved. Because right there they're showing you ain't got the covenant of Yahweh Shah, because you wasn't blessed with getting his true name. Therefore, you don't qualify. So when we're looking at this is a sifting. Esau doing the sifting, but bigger, Yahweh Shah is doing the sifting. He's trying to see who got the spirit of him, who got the knowledge of him. You know, who qualifies for salvation, who don't. That's what we're going into. And we're getting to a part where it's going to be the last call for alcohol. You know, the time of liberty to get this truth is coming at hand. You know? So, it like we said earlier, you should not make no tarry for meeting the Lord. Because now he about to, like the apostle say, he about to turn up. The destruction is coming. Jacob trouble hit. If you ain't got the truth, that's it for you, man. You had the opportunity to get it, and you didn't. So, you're going to get what you deserve.
I got a quick one to back you up, man, because when the ark brought out in the third shall be tried in the fire, that fire is symbolic to trials and tribulation. So this is Sirach chapter 2 in verse 1. And it says, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, Yahweh Shah, prepare thy soul for temptation. And it says, set thy heart aright and constantly endure and make not haste in a time of trouble. Okay, so those are the people, those are considered the 2/3, I mean the 1/3 right there, because whenever they deal with the trials and tribulation, they're not going to make haste in a time of trouble. So that's how you know who's the 1/3 and who's the 2/3. And it said in verse 3, and it said, and this is what the 1/3 is pretty much going to do. And it said, cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou may be increased in thy last end. You got it out. I just want to bring that as a side note, because that basically proves that when you're in the trials and tribulation, that proves that, you know, the spirit of Yahweh Shah is on to you, because you keep on pushing and you keep on taking heed to this word.
Like you brought that out, we about to go through the biggest trial and tribulation we ever been through on the face of this planet. It's like the biggest test ever.
I got one real quick. Matthew chapter 13, verse 16, the words of Yahweh Shah, he say, but blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear.
Right.
All right. So, hey, you know, you gotta really understand that to be able to hear this and gain the understanding, to be able to have that vision and see it. It's all through the spirit power. How about some outside? And it's a very beautiful thing, a very humbling thing, because you got people out here that, hey, the Lord give them over, like, you know, to a reprobate spirit, or give them over to some wickedness or folly or whatever. All right, and you know, to be able to see this and hear it, and hey, that's very comforting. It's like, you know, the words of the Spirit is very, it comforts you. All right, and in these times we're gonna come into, without that comfort, without, you know, this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, the Lord dealing with you, it's gonna be very detrimental for your health. You know,
that's the salvation. Because you gotta have eyes to see, you gotta have a vision to see it, and you gotta have ears to hear it, because that's how you gotta be taught. So really, you seeing the vision of the report and hearing it, believing on it, that's what's going to lead to your salvation right there.
Sister, brother, sit down, get this one. Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 15. And I will give you pastures according to my heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. You know, so the other apostles on down, like my brothers, hey, that's how we got in, you know, through the Spirit. The Spirit led us to this word. and we was all seeking that light, and we couldn't find it. And, hey, when we found it, we found it. Hey, we didn't turn back. We was like, man, this is it. I know that. Just speaking for myself, when I first started hearing the truth, the brothers, I was just grinning ear to ear, man. It's like it did something. You feel that like butterflies,
Yeah, that's the part of the sifting process, because everybody's not getting led to the house of David, to the apostle elders of GMA. Everybody ain't on that same path. A lot of people still caught up in the word, waiting on, little baby to drop his next, song or something like that. Everybody's still not paying, even though you should be paying attention. I know I would be with all this stuff going on. You look at the majority of Jakes and they're still following Bob, still chasing the bag, still going as business as usual, So that shows they don't have eyes that can see, nor do they have ears that can hear, and it's going to lead to their destruction because they're going to lack the knowledge they need once this devil kick in with great wrath. And like we just talked about it earlier, I brought up with that article, Bill Gates, he up for telling you what he about to do. So the wrath is coming, but they're not paying attention. So when they get caught off guard, they can't be looking like, man, I got left out here. Ain't nobody looking for me. You had the time, and you really everybody got this truth. Did you attain to it, or you cast it behind you? Like I just said, we seen it, resonated, got on in. They seen it. Man, these niggas is crazy. They is Black Hebrew Israelites, man. They some terrorists. Man, I'm gonna go back to listen to Geno Jennings.
Yes. I got a quick one right here because this is John chapter 7, and I'm gonna start at verse 37. And it says, in the last day, that great day of the feast, Yahweh stood and cried, saying, if any man thirst, let him come unto me and drink. Okay, and that's going back, and they talking about repenting, man, coming back to the ways of Yahweh. All right, and he said in verse 38, he that believeth on me, as the scriptures has said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. Okay, see? So that precept right there is talking about, you come to the prophet, and you talk, and when we speaking this doctrine, when we speaking according to the scriptures, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. That we're guiding you to come back to Yahweh Shai. Right? In verse 39, it says, for this spake he of the Spirit, which they that believe on him should receive, for the Holy Ghost was not yet given, because that Yahweh Shai was not yet glorified. Many of the people, therefore, when they heard this saying, said of the truth, this is the prophet.
That's why a lot of us brothers, I speak to myself. Hey, you can't really talk to these people in the world because they all diarrhea at the mouth, carnal shit. You got some over here trying to freestyle rap, but hey, the living waters is the precepts of the Bible. It's true. Again, you got people out here that they can sit there and talk up a fucking storm for 10 hours straight about nothing matter. Man, a whole bunch of carnal BS,
It ain't gonna profit.
Psychobabble.
Yeah, I never been good at that psychobabble, man.
It is not gonna profit you either. Everything they saying, speaking about, is gonna come to naught. It don't profit you nothing. It don't lead to salvation. It ain't no royalty talk, no king talk. That's why I don't like talking to a lot of people in the world, because they ain't talking about nothing. Everything they talk about is it's all vanity. Like King Solomon said, vanity. Yeah. It's all for nothing. So you done talk for 2 hours straight about absolutely nothing.
And then back in the day,
nothing of substance came out your mouth.
Back in the damn mirror, you get one of them conversations with someone, and after it's over, you don't remember a goddamn thing the motherfucker just said, and you feel like you just got hit the head, feel dumb. You know what I mean? It's like these people,
man, you just wasted your life.
The demons on these people trying to suck that life from you.
And like I always say, they come to that north side logic. Yeah. Some nigga gang street talking. I'm looking like street. That's over with. That's why the streets is stuffing the hardest right now. Like Lil Ray Ray can't sell little dime sacks no more. You go to dispensary and get that.
That's all Esau's agenda, anyways.
God, but that's over with. They still trying to. I'm not get it out here like shit. You done got the prophets done walked your butt down, man. Little Ray, little TT, all that thug life, that shit is obsolete now. That's gonna lead to your death.
It actually remind me of a time where, like they say, you go out of town for about a year or so, and then you come back to your own homies, and they still have the same conversation you had 10 years ago.
Damn,
Yeah, no growth.
he saw a world how you stuck, man. How you hit a certain point and then you stuck.
Right,
Like
like the family.
Yeah.
You know my family. I got family who was 56 years old, still talking about on the set, cuz. Like, and still doing the same thing. When I was like a young dude, I mean, I'm like, man, you ain't taught a hood rat yet? You ain't taught to get burnt yet? Like, I feel, man, that's like madness to me, man. Like I said, they doing the same thing, man.
It's
40
like,
plus years.
it's like that hamster on the fucking little
it's
wheel.
the same.
Like,
Everything else around
put,
it kind of changed
put
a
you
lot.
on that wheel and you won't even know. You know, just go in this circle.
Man, get off of that
Like
sucker.
Kadar just said, that psychobabble, man.
Yeah.
That hamster on the wheel right there. They going in circles.
You gotta get off of that, man.
In our life, you know, outside the truth, you know, we got families, and kids, and jobs, whatever. It's kind of the same thing. You know, in order to maintain in the society that we are in right now, we have to, you know, jump on that wheel every now and then. But these people out here, hey, they don't jump off.
Yeah,
man.
we gotta comfort. We be going to the house. We go in the house and we get fed, we get comforted. You know, the Lord sups with us. So that keeps us good. They don't have that. They on that wheel. That's why really, like you said, they getting exhausted. I'm looking, that's what they call it, work of burnout. Why all these resignations, the people are tired.
That's why it's
So they ain't got no comfort. They don't know where to go. They just running on the wheel and get hit with more unrighteous decrees. Boy, it's wearing them out. It's wearing them out, man. They don't know where to go. They weary. They ain't getting these living waters. They ain't getting that. See, we getting that water, man. We go right to, hey, we take a break. We take a break at the living waters. You know, you get that water, you know, you back rejuvenated. Okay, I can run some more. You know what I'm saying? They don't get that. They just run. They ain't got no living water. And they like to say the hamster, they ain't got that little water thing, the little drip. They don't have that. They just running around. And they ain't got no food. And it's like their hamster gonna die without that. Hey, they gonna die too.
I got
What's about to happen to them?
Yeah, no water, no food going in the scriptures, you know. I got one real quick. Daniel chapter 7, verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws with everything that these devils are doing with their system that's set in place.
Ooh, I gotta get that.
And they shall be given into his hand. All right, the set times given into these devils' hand. It says until a time and times and dividing the times. So, hey, this short season is going to run its course, and we know at the very end, as I said, Revelation 12, verse 12, that devil about to come down that great wrath because he knows he have but a short time.
They behind the clock. They got those Hail Marys. The devil really running behind. And it's I can see it's gonna lead to more anger because this stuff ain't working like it's supposed to. They used to be able to sit back, drink that little coffee, go golfing, and they plan this went through, you know, all the way complete. Now they getting like little pit stops, and you know the wisdom is gone. Now they ain't going right. Hold up, we only got 60%. You know this, man. What's going on, Johnson? They probably people getting fired, probably knocking people off. Like you didn't do your job right.
That doomsday clock is ticking, Esau.
Yeah. How they still out here? Hold up, they still out here doing this and that. What? They ain't scared no more.
That's why Scripture said.
And they probably calling Bill up like, "Hey man, you on the chopping block, man. You said that we'd be at this numbers at this time. We're lagging back 16%. You got to kick in with something else. Hey man, what more diseases you got? Throw it out there. What you waiting for? You know they on their 7th heart transplant. You know what I'm saying? And they dying. You know what I'm saying? Like 120 years old, they back on decrepit.
They got
You know what I'm saying? You better hurry up, get it going.
They got that dude in the fucking iron lung. Like what the?
Yeah. You know, like man, you better
I
speed
would have
this up.
shot that dude in the head the first time. You know what I mean? Hey, you dead? See you. You know what I mean? Hey, that's how that. I mean, you think about it. That's how they treat everybody else. They don't care they live or die. Why the hell they gonna put some heat in my iron lung? You know what I mean? Because that's Esau for you. You know.
I got a quick one right here to back y'all up. This is Isaiah chapter 10 in verse 1. It said, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decree, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless."
Woo, there you go. Who is that? That fit us perfectly, man. You got the most fatherless, you know what I'm saying, with the most poor and needy. And like you thought they did unrighteous decrees before. Oh, wait till they come with phase 2. It's gonna really kick in. You know, you can't go here, you can't do this. unless you got this. You know, and we seen that already. They already tried to follow block you talking about, you know, you can't go in the store, you can't eat. They wanted to get to where you can't go to the grocery store unless you got, you know, present your little, you know, your card, your proof. You know what I'm saying? Now they're gonna come with it even harder, man, and then that's gonna lead to sedition of men, gonna lead to riots, gonna lead to bloodshed, and then this martial law kick in. Then the devil can do all he want to do. Constitution out the window.
And
Constitution is suspended.
They
Then
don't
he can
turn
do
the
what
eye
he do.
towards them devils right there.
At the end of the day, that Constitution is just like that fiat money, that paper money. At the end of the day, it ain't shit but paper.
It's going out the window.
Yep.
It's going right out the window. Then they go Rex 84 King Alfred on display.
When they roll with that one world government, you know, hey, when they really get it going, they're gonna be what a Constitution of America. Hey, we're not. It's one world now. You know what I mean?
The new founding fathers have taken over.
Yeah. Like,
According to that, if your skin is brown this paper bag. Report to the FEMA Center at once. You know, if you're of this descent, or this descent, you know, you got to be rounded up. You know,
you out there on the highways and byways preaching the word. We come for you.
those are terrorists.
Yeah.
Those are terrorists of the state. Do not listen to them. They got this and got that.
Because it's like say, I don't want to push it with pulling down the strongholds. You know, our warfare is not carnal, but mighty through the Most High. It's by pulling down strongholds. You know, roughly paraphrasing. You know, and that's what it is. You know, this word, you know, through the spirit power of Shah, is destroying this place. It's all prophecy, and the destruction will really take place when the Lord start these kings' heart, the Medes, at least the flock, Israel, and all that they start sending them ICBMs, and then hey, they coming over here, you know.
I'm gonna hear before they start sending ICBMs, they're gonna start running people up in FEMA camps.
Yeah.
You know, that's gonna go down. They gotta subdue the people. You know, they came with that little scenario first to kind of see the reaction. Now they're gonna come with the real game plan. You know, and the majority of our people ain't ready for that at all. And it's gonna hit them blindsided. So I'm gonna hit this with this is Philippians 2:12. Wherefore, my beloved, as you have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. For it is Yahweh which worketh in you, both to will and to do of his good pleasure. So what we're supposed to be doing right now, man, what you should be doing is working out your salvation through fear and trembling, which is like I said earlier, getting these living waters, getting fed with his word, listen to the pastors he done set out, starting with the pastors and elders on down, and man, and eating up the supper that you got, because you're gonna need to get fat. You're gonna need to be fat. You're gonna need to be armored up when these devils come with their, you know, their military and start trying, you know, shake you out the truth, trying to take your crown, trying to what they call it re-education. You know, set you down. You need to be re-educated.
I got it.
Let me tell you about this and tell you about that. How you feel now?
I got it right here for y'all. You can write this down. This is a precept about the common boy to water Sajak bin Yahweh. This is Psalm chapter 37, and I'm starting verse 7. It says, rest in the Lord, Yahweh Yahushua, and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospered in his ways, because of the man who brings his wicked device to pass. And it says, cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself, and wise to do evil. For the evildoer shall be cut off, but those that wait upon the Lord, Yahweh Yahushua, shall inherit the king of Shalaka, shall inherit the earth.
Hear that? Hey, don't fret the evildoers. The evildoers about to go do their thing right now. Like I said, it's coming. It's coming out of pipeline phase 2. You know? And he said, put our trust in who? That's what we try to tell you. You got to put your trust in Yahweh Yahushua. You know, fully.
If your way is pleasing the Most High, then He making any enemies to be at peace with you.
I got it. I'm gonna back you up with that one. Now, this is Psalm chapter 119 and verse 9, and it says, "Wherewithal shall a young man please his ways, by taking heed thereto according to thy word." And so basically going back to what the Aki said, man, taking heed to this word, and one of the and taking heed to the word is putting your trust in Yahweh Yahushua. I got it made me think of another.
All right, this is 1 Thessalonians 5 and 8. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for a helmet, the hope of salvation. So we are children of the day. We in the daytime, man. We can see. We got eyes. We can see this. The 2/3, they're in the dark. That's why they're blinded. They're the children of the night. They're going to be put to death because they have no vision, man. This thing's going to hit them. They don't see it coming, and therefore they're going to be caught up in it, you know? So us of the other day, we're supposed to have that faith and that love that Yahweh Shah is going to save us, which I'm going to go to 9. For Yahweh have not appointed us to wrath, but to attain salvation by our Lord Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. So he didn't, Yahweh Shah ain't set this wrath out, this Jacob's trouble for us, you know. He doing this to try us, you know, to see if we got that faith and that love. So this is to set us up. This is to give us that salvation. This is to deliver us, you know. The ones of us that got the hope and the love, the testimony, and for the 2/3, this is for their destruction. This is their reward for going off, for not listening, being disobedient and spread wickedness like, you know, Esau and Edom, you know. That's for them being deceived, you know. So that shows just two classes of Israelites, man. It's the children of the day and it's the children of night, you know. So you got to decide right now. We're in the deciding point. Which one you going to be, man? You going to be the children of the day, you're going to be children of the night. What you going to do? You know, the Most High already know what you're going to do. You just don't know what you're going to do. So, hey, you know, like I know, hey, you got to seek the Lord fear and trembling, man, because this thing about to be, hey, it's about to be catastrophic. And I don't want that smoke with Yahweh Shah. So I'm about to get in there, do my best to be in the good graces. That's why we're here now on the highway edge. We seek salvation because we see the destruction coming. You know, 2/3 they don't see it. They still out there, you know, doing the stanky leg, and, you know, they think it's all good.
I got a quick one right here, man, because I just brought out that you know, we are children of the day. Okay, so this is John chapter 15 and 3. And it says, now ye are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you. So those are the children of the day. All right, and it said verse 4. It said, abide in me and in you, as the branch cannot bear fruit of itself except if it abide in the vine. Okay, no more can ye except ye abide in me. Verse 5. I am the vine, and ye are the branches. He that abideth in me, and I in him, the same bring forth much fruit, for without me ye can do nothing. Okay, so that's why, and that goes back to Proverbs 3 and 5, because it says, trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not onto thy own understanding. So if you're an individual out here that's leaning on your own understanding, then you're not a part of that vine. And the vine is Yahweh Shah, the only begotten Son that the Heavenly Father sent to die for our sins.
Hey, this precept, Jeremiah Gabar, Shalom, he brought a good precept that we talked about earlier. I should have got it earlier. This is Sirach 33 and 5. The heart of the foolish is like a cartwheel, and his thoughts are like a rolling axle tree. So when we talked about earlier how the foolish on that hamster wheel, they just spinning and spinning. I think, man, that scripture spot on right there, man. It is them. It said the foolish is like a cartwheel. So they just go round and round, like you see all the time. The hokey pokey turn. You say they just going in circles. You know, they ain't got no relief. They don't know where to go, and they gonna be turning like that as soon as the devil come down with them swords in their hand, with them M16s, and put them to death. You know, because they ain't gonna know what to say, what to do. They're gonna just be caught unawares, and you know, hey, they don't even know who the enemy is, man. It's like a deer playing with some cheaters or something. Just go right to them.
They about to get their judgment.
Right.
Hey, the Lord he the true puppet master. He got everybody on these strings. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, because they don't know who their enemies are. They're gonna go. When the tanks and the M-Rods run down the street, they're gonna run to the enemy because they ain't got no food. They're gonna run to them. The military gonna be like, you know, report to the convention center. You'll be, you know, house, food. There'll be supplements for you. You're gonna go in there. They're gonna shut the doors. And man, they're gonna get the yakking on Jake, man. This Jake didn't know better.
I got it for you. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 10, and I'm gonna start at verse 2. And it says, a wise man's heart is at his right hand, but a fool's heart is at his left. Yeah, also when he that is a fool walk by the way, his wisdom faileth him, and he said to everyone, that he is a fool. Okay? So right there with the octave theologian backing him up. And he said, yeah, also when he that is a fool walked by the way, his wisdom failed him. Okay, so that means when you're not taking heed to the word, you're leaning on understanding, you have no wisdom. And it said, and he said to everyone that he is a fool. Then go back to what the Dodgers brought out. You know, they doing that hokey pokey dance right there. Like everybody, you doing stuff that make you look like a fool. So you telling everybody that's what you are.
Right arm out,
Yeah.
and you shake it off, about to with the left, man, they just hit me, man.
Yeah, you damn fool.
And they still circling.
Right.
You know what, the 5th round, the 4th round?
Yeah.
I'm like, man, hey, these people are through. They're done. Like, why? Like, you know it don't work, but you still, you know, they say, get your other one. You out there pulling it up again. Come on, man.
I got a couple real quick just to go into, you know, at the times we're in and what, you know, how we know. So I'm going to start at 2 Ezra chapter 6, verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and right now Esau is reigning, all right, at the end of the world. You know, he's in power, and that word world there is ion, and it goes into an age. So Esau is going to be the end of this age, and Jacob, the beginning of it that follows. Jacob, you know, referring to Israel, that's going to be the kingdom established, you know, under Yahushua in righteousness. I'm going to drop down to verse 18, read through 20. And it said, behold, the days come that I will draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth, and will begin to make inquisition of them, what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled. All right, hey, you know, these devils, you know, there was a set point in time where the affliction of Zion was to be fulfilled, but hey, these devils kept that perpetual hatred, you know, and as I say, you know, Ezekiel said they had that perpetual hatred and has not hated blood, even blood should pursue thee, you know, roughly paraphrasing. They say, and when the world, which is the whole world, that shall begin to vanish away, shall be finished. All right, and we in those times could say, then will I show these tokens. The books shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall all see all together. And the seals of these books through the Spirit have been broken, starting the elder apostles on down, and it's going out through the firmament, through the internet. All right, and that's another token. We right here at the end, because as I say, Matthew, you know, preach the gospel of the kingdom, and then shall the end come. You know.
Just going out the 4 corners. The 4 corners got the 4 directions, north, south, east, and west. It's everywhere now. You got brothers on every continent. Truth is going out, you know, so the warning is going out. The Most High is giving out a warning, like, you know, basically like he going into a building like, I'm about to shoot this mug up. Anybody value their life, I advise you to get out now. That's basically what he's saying. So he's saying, get out of this philosophy, get out of this way of thinking, get out of Esau's way of living. Because if you got that covering of you, hey, I'm about to go ahead and lay you out. Because he hate Esau. So if you got the stench of Esau on you, hey, he about to take you on out.
That precept, that just made me think of that precept, man. The foolish man foreseeth the evil coming and hides himself.
I was thinking of rise ye and depart.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. That might come in. Yep. So good. I'm probably in with this one. This is Ephesians 5:15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil. So we're going into some evil days, man. Evil times right now. And circumspectly goes in the circle.
I got it
know,
right.
all around. You gotta be looking around, man. You gotta be watching because we on the eve of destruction right now. You know, we going into pretty heavy times right now. And it says on 17, wherefore be not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. Like we said, you gotta add that truth in. You gotta add a testimony. How about Yahushua? And 18, and be not drunk with the wine, wherein is excess, but be filled with the Spirit. So they're going to what I said earlier. You got to have the Spirit of Yahushua beaming on you, beaming in you. You know, if you drunk on this Babylon juice, which goes in, you know, America's lifestyle, hey, the Most High going to lay you out. Any drunkenness he catch, he going to lay you out, man. Due to the wicked people, he made Esau. Or he might just starve you to death, or you might get pestilence, or whatever your judgment might be. You know, so He said, redeeming the time. You gotta know what time it is. You hear the saying all the time. You know what time it is? Right now, hey, it's the time of Yahweh Shah. He about to search out the nation of Israel. You know?
There's a time in the season.
Exactly. So this season now is what they call that? A depopulation agenda. This is time to knock numbers off, man.
Time for war.
Yep, time for war. So hey, you gotta how time wake out of sleep. Our salvation is coming near. You know, you need to have His word in you. The spirit of Yahweh Shah. Your oil need to be burning. Light your lamp up. You need to be on fire for this truth. You need to turn up. The devil turning up. We gotta turn up. You know, because we coming into them times. So with that being said, man, we hope this has been edifying. You know, we give our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Hey, keep the faith, Yahweh. Help us up out of here.
The water for them precepts is out being the Yahweh.
Look us up, man. Your house 777 is